Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I ask everyone to please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Here.
Councilmember Dewey,
Here.
Councilmember Gibbons. Here. Councilmember Lizzo. Here. Councilmember Sears,
Here.
Councilmember Wertz.
Here.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Here. Thank you. Just one quick comment before we start. Many are probably wondering, after all the accolades last meeting on for retirement of John Hessel as city attorney, he's here. The successor as city attorney has made a career change, and so John has been very gracious to sit in until the next city council in May makes a decision on where to go. So thank you, John.
Good to be back.
All right.
Like I never.
Feel like it never left.
Then we have our annual Arbor Day proclamation, which I will read, and I'm going to need help on one part, Josh, and you probably know which part that is. Whereas Arbor Day is held every year in Kirkwood and is designated for planting trees. Kirkwood is known as the Green Tree City because of its vast number of trees and park area. And trees have always been important to Kirkwood. As early as 1870, residents were concerned about the appearance of the community and established a program for beautification, which has remained a characteristic to this date, due in large part to trees. The annual Green Tree Festival has been a highlight on the city's calendar since 1961. The festival was initiated due to residents' concerns for dying trees in the community. The Kirkwood Urban Forestry Commission was created on February 19th, 1998, to provide oversight and guidance on urban forestry issues. The Arbor Day tree planting will take place this Saturday, April 20th, where, can somebody help me with that? Pronunciation of the trees being planted.
Isn't it a Kentucky coffee tree?
Yeah, but it's got, I can't even pronounce it.
what does it have, like the Latin
Gymnocladus
genus?
dioecious or something? A Kentucky coffee tree. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Will be planted in the farmer's market
I have the Latin
greenway.
in front of me, otherwise.
An
I can
additional
pronounce
30
it.
trees will be planted throughout the city for a total of 34 trees in recognition for the 34 years the city of Kirkwood has been designated as a Tree City USA. City of Kirkwood has been designated as a Tree City USA for the 34th year, with Growth Award distinctions in 1993, 1997, 2003, 2004, and the city has received the Missouri Department of Conservation Arbor Award of Excellence for 2011 for the Junior Tree Keepers Program, and in 2019 for its comprehensive commitment to urban forestry. Now therefore, I, Timothy Griffin, Mayor of the City of Kirkwood, on behalf of the Kirkwood City Council, do hereby proclaim April 20th, 2024 as Arbor Day in the city of Kirkwood. I ask Josh Karan, our city forester, to come up and receive the proclamation. How is it pronounced?
Oh, God.
Of course.
Did you
Easy
just
for
say?
you to say.
Thank you, Josh. All right. All right. We will move on to public comments.
The public comments portion of the meeting is an opportunity for the city council to listen to comments from citizens. It is not a question and answer session, and the city council will not respond to comments or answer questions during this period. The mayor may refer any matter brought up to the city council to the chief administrative officer or city clerk if action is needed.
Thank you, Bridget. Do we have anyone wishing to speak?
Mayor and council, we have Tom Moser.
Mayor, councilmen, council members, everyone. I would like to speak about the speeding that's going on in our school zones. the one by the high school, I have seen very few people slow down for that one. Once in a while, I'll hear the siren go off briefly by Kaiser Elementary, but I turn on to Kaiser and I'm looking at traffic coming back at me, and I know it's more than 15 miles an hour. And I'm speaking more for the safety of the students and the parents who would be in around the schools. And one more thing I'd like to talk about is the no left turn sign on North Kirkwood at Argonne. I can't speak for every night of the week, but on Friday nights, I meet with a bunch of guys down at the train station, and we will see 2 or 3 people making a left turn onto Argonne from northbound Kirkwood. Never see any police presence there to maybe catch them, but I'm wondering if we couldn't get a more visible sign, both on the sidewalk signal and on the overhead. Maybe a lighted sign, because that is a very dangerous position for cars to be behind someone making a left turn with the railroad tracks being right there. So that's all I have to say, and thank you for letting me say it.
Paul Schaefer.
Evening, Council and everyone else. Paul Schaefer. I'm here for a happy moment. How about that for a change? Thanks to all the people that are stepping off, all the time that you've spent doing all the things that you've done. Really appreciate that for the citizens and myself. And this is a little something for you, Tim, for you and Susan. I'll bring that up to you in a second. Okay, Cindy? Okay. So when you're stopped and slowed down and you got a breather and you're sitting there going, hey, I don't have to be like mayor tonight. I can sit and have a little glass. This is for you. You got one coming too, but you unretired, so you don't get one. So
Can I get it?
Paul, now's as good a time as any. Sure. Perfect. Thank you, Paul.
Sarah White.
Mayor, Council, Sarah White. I first and foremost just want to say thank you to Bob, Maggie, and Kara, Mayor Griffin for your service to the community. I've loved getting to work with you, and your value to the community has been wonderful. So I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and congratulations, Liz. I'm excited for you and your future. But tonight I just wanted to address the big elephant in the room. Yes, I stepped down as the city attorney. And I've accepted a position, in-house position with Advantage Solutions, a company in Clayton. But I wanted to tell you guys tonight that this decision was not made lightly. There was a lot of tears, a lot of hard conversations. You can ask my husband. It was all I talked about for probably 3 weeks. But you know, as I look back on this journey, when John Hessel first called me to be the city attorney, I was thrilled, so honored, so excited. I grew up in Kirkwood. I love this city. So I couldn't wait to take on this role. But once I had my second baby at the end of November, my life circumstances just changed. 1 to 2 kids was a lot for me. And I realized I could not give the city 100% while also serving my family at the same time. So I hope everyone understands that. And I'm so thankful for John stepping back in. Because when I walked his office to tell him that I had an offer I had not accepted yet, it was the scariest moment of my life. I'm not kidding you. I was so scared to let him down, so scared to let all of you down, let the city down, and let my firm down. I love Lewis Rice. They're such a wonderful firm. But John had the best reaction. He told me I need to do what's best for me and my family, and I really appreciate that. And I appreciate everything you've done for me. You've been the best teacher, best mentor, best work dad, quote unquote, that I could have asked for. And I thank you so much for all the guidance. I would not be the lawyer I am today without you. And I'll always remember what you said last week in the meeting with Russ, that the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. Thank you all.
Thank you, Sarah.
Dennis Hancock.
Good evening. My name is Dennis Hancock. I'm the third district representative for the St. Louis County Council. And I didn't bring enough of these for everybody, apparently. But to those of you who are leaving, thank you for your service. It's public service is a calling. And I sincerely appreciate everybody who has the courage to put your name on a ballot and stand out and knock on doors and tell people you're the only person who can do this job. That takes a lot of courage, and I appreciate it. Mayor Gibbons, or Mayor-elect Gibbons, good luck to you. Congratulations. I know you'll do a fantastic job. We've known each other for quite some time, and I believe that I look forward to working with you as we go forward, because we all have issues to deal with and we all have concerns, and I hope that we can have a great working relationship. And Mayor Griffin, I come to you with a resolution passed unanimously by the St. Louis County Council. I'm not going to read everything because I've only got 3 minutes. But the County Council expresses its most sincere admiration and appreciation to Mayor Tim Griffin and wishes him many happy years following his retirement from public office. And just on a personal note, I've been in that chair before. I spent 12 years in Fenton sitting in the mayor's chair. I can tell you that tonight, I'm sure, is incredibly bittersweet for you. You're not going to be having your same colleagues around you all the time. You're not going to be able to ask for them for guidance and counsel, except for Mr. Hessel. Apparently, he's hard to get him to leave. But at the same time, you're going to have to find something to do on Thursday nights. And that was the hardest part for me after 12 years, was figuring out how not to be mayor. And I will leave you with this one pearl of wisdom that I gleaned after a few years. And that is that the only person who gets less respect than the mayor is the ex-mayor. With that, I'll be happy to present this to you.
Thank you, Dennis. Yep, thank you.
John Burns.
John Burns, 1881 Charmwood Court. Also want to do is thank all those that are leaving the council for all their efforts and for being the type of person to step forward and commit so much time and effort into trying to make the best of our community. So thank you. Thank you for those that are still here moving on. And thank you for the new people coming on. I look forward to some exciting times, I think. And I'm sorry, I forgot to bring a bottle for everybody.
Mayor and council, there are no further comments.
Thank you, Bridget. We move on to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
A motion, a second. Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
No, consent agenda passes. Unfinished business, Bill 11032.
Mayor and Council, this is an ordinance amending the Kirkwood Code of Ordinances, Chapter 14, Article 8, Section 14-393, Schedule C no parking zones by adding no parking on the north side of East Essex Avenue between Woodlawn Avenue and Longview Avenue.
Any questions or comments? Councilmember Wertz?
I have a comment. If no one has gone by to see this project, it's amazing. I think it's a true testament of what happens when you get a community together, and great staff direction, and just a real testament to Kirkwood's streets. So we'll maybe wait till like more of the grass is filled in, but yeah, go check it out.
Anything else?
If I could, Mayor.
Yes.
I
Mr.
just want
Claus.
to say it's also a testament to the Vision Zero Committee and their efforts. That's Kara, Mark, and Maggie, who did a great job and continue to do a great job leading the city with safety in mind for all users.
All right, seeing nothing further, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Bill passes. New business resolution 64, 2024.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the bid of Joe Mockins Ford Lincoln in the amount of $51,191 pursuant to a State of Missouri cooperative contract for the purchase of a 2024 Ford F-250 Super Cab 4x4 truck for the street department, and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
For a second? All right. Any questions or comments? Councilmember Gibbons?
I just wanted to bring up this and the next two they're all related to purchasing through a co-op. And that, if we could have an explanation, there's several different co-ops mentioned in the three bills. So,
No, I'll be glad to explain that, Mayor-elect Gibbons. Purchasing through a co-op is a system that is approved under Missouri state statute and under our procurement ordinance as well. Basically, they've done some of the work for us, these Sourcewell contract, co-op contract, and also this is through the Missouri Department of Transportation. They basically do the bidding process for standard purchase type vehicles, like a Ford F-250 pickup 4x4. So every municipality doesn't have to go do its own bidding and probably not get as good a bid as they got. So they do some of the hard work for us. And what we do is what's called piggybacking, and it's allowed in our procurement code. It's specifically mentioned that the city can piggyback on a Missouri statute legal procurement, such as Sourcewell and MoDOT contracts. So we've done that for a number of years, and we're able to get an excellent low bid price on them in that way.
thank you.
Anything else from council? All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 65, 2024.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the bid of Viking Sives Midwest in the amount of $127,410 pursuant to a Sourcewell cooperative contract for the purchase of a 2024 Ford F-550 dump truck for the street department, and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
We've got a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Member Sears?
So I know that this company has come up a couple times in the past. And it was always exciting to me because in those, it said Viking chives. And I thought that just sounds delicious and is something I want to try. So I would just want to clarify, now it comes up Viking Sives. Is there a typo? If it's the old one is a typo, I will be so disappointed. I wanted to buy the Viking chives.
Yeah. Understood.
Is it
Which was special
typo now or
Norwegian
typo this?
tribes?
Good question, Bob. We're trying to
We may
figure
have
that
to
as well.
research that, Bob.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll do our best. to
Okay,
get back
I
to you.
originally typed it Viking chives and then looked at the background information and it said Sives. I'm like, wait. So I was equally as confused.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, he's voting no now.
Yeah, really. Right.
A new kind of chive, I'll always vote yes for a new.
Yeah.
kind of chive.
All right, anything else from council? All right, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 66, 2024.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the bid of Truck Centers Incorporated in the amount of $212,214 pursuant to a MoDOT cooperative contract for the purchase of a 2024 Ford F-750 dump truck for the street department and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Second.
Motion is second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, roll call.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 67, 2024.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the quote of Murphy Company in the amount of $133,450 for Jace security replacements and HVAC system upgrades for City Hall, the Police Department, and the Parks Maintenance Building, and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
A motion is second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 68, 2024.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution authorizing and directing the mayor to enter into a master power purchase and sale agreement between the City of Kirkwood and Trafigura for fall 2024 energy and capacity transactions for the electric department.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
The motion is second. Are there any questions or comments? Councilmember Gibbons?
I just wondered if this agreement, does it force us to purchase from them then? Or is it just we're locked into prices when we do need to purchase?
I believe it gives us the ability to purchase should we need it. And if Mark wants to clarify on that, that's accurate? Okay. It's an enabling, right?
Anything else? Anything else, Liz? No, okay. Anything else from council? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution passes. Resolution 69, 2024.
Mayor and Council, this is a resolution accepting the proposal of Trafigura in the amount of $251,372 for the purchase of fall block power for 2024 for the electric department, and authorizing and directing the Director of Procurement to issue a purchase order.
Is there a motion for approval?
So moved.
All right. Is there a second? And a motion, a second?
Seconded, I'm sorry.
Kara.
Kara, okay.
Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Griffin,
Yes.
Councilmember Dewey,
Yes.
Councilmember Gibbons,
Yes.
Councilmember Lizzo,
Yes.
Councilmember Sears,
Yes.
Councilmember Wertz,
Yes.
Councilmember Zimmer.
Yes.
Resolution passes. We'll move to city council reports. And this is kind of weird, girls and guys, isn't it? You know, for me, it just seems like yesterday, and here it is 8 years later and 19 before that, but things move on. And I just really want to say briefly what, an honor it's been. I still can't believe my fellow classmates and neighbors and stuff voted for me, I think 8 times, to serve. It's like, what's wrong with you? But it's been, just such an honor and a pleasure. And as I look around this dais up here, I see some very, very good friends, people who are so dedicated to the city of Kirkwood in so many ways. The dais is going to look a little different come May with Liz moving over here and 4 of us gone, Paul and the new crew coming in. But, like with most things, the city of Kirkwood is in excellent shape. It's been this way for a long time. New people come in, old people are, forgotten. They go home and drink a little champagne. Right. But it's just an honor. We've got a great administration, Russ, your staff, city clerk's office. City attorney's still okay, you know, but, I know, so, to Liz, Mark, Nancy, just wish you the best as you continue. Bob, Maggie, Kara and me, we just pick up our gloves and balls and go home. So, but again, that's just what I want to say. Thank you for all the years, and it's just been a great honor. So thank you. Any other comments, questions from council? Let's just go down the list. I'm going to go by the roll call list. Maggie.
I remember something that you said the first time that we went to wherever we go, PJ's. And after the first time I was elected, and you said to me, we're not always going to agree, but we will always agree in a friendly manner. We will always agree with respect. And here at 8 years later, I can say that is absolutely the truth. It has always been that. It has been my honor to serve the residents. It's been my honor to sit here. There have been difficult times and there have been good times. And I've served with amazing people, and I wouldn't trade a minute of it. It's an amazing thing. Thank you. Thanks.
Councilmember Gibbons, you're next, if you have anything to say.
Okay, well, I just wanted to say a couple of things to each one of you that's leaving. And Maggie, I would like to, fellow sorority sister, went to college together, known her a long, long time. Wallace, a little longer probably, because we went to high school together. But I just wanted to mention things that I appreciate, the effort that you made with Vision Zero and how far we've gotten with that. Your involvement with the Human Rights Commission and bring that group forward to where it is today. Thank you for your help with that. And finally, your vision on the Youth Advisory Commission. And I know that was something that you were really passionate about. And it's so nice to hear from our youth. And thank you for bringing that to the council. I really pleasure to have served with you. Kara, once again, we're saying goodbye. But also, likewise, the Vision Zero, really appreciate the work that the three of you, and Mark too, working on Vision Zero, and it's really coming to fruition. You know, we're seeing it now. We've heard about it, but we're seeing it and experiencing it. Thank you so much. I think it's going to mean a lot to all of our citizens. You filled in when we needed you. Thank you. That's a lot to ask, especially of a young mother. But on that same token, it's so nice to have had somebody young and with young children amongst us and bringing your vision. And you always did such a great job, especially when you spoke and what you had to say. So thank you, and it's been a pleasure to work. Bob, I really appreciate the help that you gave me working on railroad stuff. And I've been told, and I believe it's true, that you kind of wrote the book on how, representing landowners with railroads. And I saw evidence of that. He'd look at a plat thing, I don't know, and he identified stuff on it in little bitty writing that nobody else knew what we were looking at. So really appreciate that, appreciate the fact that you're a fellow lifelong Kirkwoodian, and that we have that in common. And I went to grade school with your sister, so really, and your humor is so much fun. You even exhibited it tonight. So thank you. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. And Tim, 27 years. That's a long time, and it could never be replaced. That knowledge and the way you serve with such grace and kindness and thoughtfulness of the citizens of this city. Thank you, and you're a great teacher and mentor, and yeah, and I want to also say that I believe that our city is in the best shape it's ever been in. I mentioned it at the dinner that Manchester Road Corridor, Kirkwood, downtown Kirkwood, everything's on the upswing. Good time to get out, I guess. But thank you. It's really been a true pleasure serving with you.
Councilmember Litzo.
Yes, thank you. Well, I actually wrote some things out so that I would have my thoughts more organized. And it's not necessarily any specific comments because I appreciate all of you so much. So I just wanted to remark that over the past 10 or so years, Kirkwood embarked on a mission of remaking itself and progress, and thanks to the efforts and leadership of Mayor Griffin and council members Dewey, Sears, and Wirtz. I feel like, as Liz just said, we're moving at a really good pace here. Despite some serious setbacks presented by the pandemic, nevertheless, we all persisted. The list is long of all the major accomplishments and the exciting progress on the many coming attractions in Kirkwood. With planning begun under former Mayor McDonald, the state-of-the-art Performing Arts Center was completed in 2020 and opened in 2021 under Mayor Griffin and this council. Also, with planning begun at the same time as KPAC, the train station and will soon undergo a major year-long rehabilitation and renovation thanks to the leadership of Mayor Griffin and this council, along with our expert staff and the many generous donors who contributed towards this about $6 million project. The renovation of the community center recently launched, and that promises to bring reimagined spaces for our community to meet and play. Exciting new mixed-use developments are cropping up in the special business district, which is going to bring more residents and visitors to the growing downtown neighborhood. And definite progress is being made toward the mission of making our community more walkable and bikeable with the Longview project, almost with grass growing, with funding assistance for extending Grants Trail to downtown, the Vision Zero safety enhancements being programmed into road and sidewalk projects. This is all important stuff, not just to us baby boomers, but especially to the younger generations. It's important for a healthy lifestyle, a healthy community. So I'm really excited about all this. Thanks to council's strong support of our natural environment, Arbor Day this year is going to feature a serious blowout party in the downtown area, and I hope to see everyone there this Saturday. I'm going to miss the four of you very much at the dais. I hope we'll see you around town as friends that you've become over the years. Your dedication, your knowledge, your experience, your honed ability to work as a fine-tuned group of dedicated public servants who bring a host of professional and personal stories to the table. You've laid out and supported proven progressive policies that place Kirkwood as a model community that strives for diversity, equity, and inclusion among our residents, staff, businesses, and that values our long and storied past as we seek to preserve our historic roots while at the same time welcoming new generations of residents and businesses in the present day. Thank you all for your countless hours devoted to making Kirkwood shine like a warm, welcoming beacon. I'm going to miss you a lot.
Anything?
Sure. Thank you, Liz and for those really nice words. They were, mean a lot. And from my part, I want to say that there's been nothing in my life that's been more of an honor, more of a privilege than to be elected to serve in this role. And I know, that we've been friends we've been colleagues and we've been working for the best that we can for the city. It's been, I've said this before, it's been kind of my social group, you know, it's like this is really important to me. And so for that reason, I kind of will miss our, you know, seeing you all regularly, but that's the selfish part. You know, I just would say that one of the things I appreciate about the council members who are departing, and I'll just say this generally, but it applies, I know, I've thought about it, applies to each of you. And that is, we all kept, I guess it was Obama's run when I first heard the arc of history term. Not really sure what that means, but it bends apparently. And so the arc of history bends, but it doesn't just connect the past to today. I see it as going well into the future, because the decisions that are made in the next 4 years will not change anything for a few years. It will be seen way down the road. So the decisions that have been made in the past are being seen now, and likewise going forward. So you got to keep an eye on, and that's what I think each of the council folks who are leaving were really kept an eye on that. We saw that arc of history was way back in the past. We tried to, you know, tune things by that standard. And we kept in mind that every decision we make is for the Kirkwood resident and the Kirkwood taxpayer, right? Every decision we make, that has to be the core. Not, we may make a decision about a business, but that's because supporting that business supports the Kirkwood taxpayer, or this building or that building, again, supports the Kirkwood taxpayer. So all the decisions come down to that. And, you know, we have to keep, status quo doesn't work ever. We have to remember that that arc goes into the future. And so, you know, after all, like in 20 years, I may not even be here. So for decisions to be made now based on what I like, kind of selfish to me to think that I would have my, you know, what I like here. It's people, we want our grandkids to be able to live here. So we got to think about them. And, you know, I mentioned status quo. I think it was Ronald Reagan who said, status quo is Latin for the we're in now, you know, and that's true. It's if you just concentrate on status quo, then and the 4 people who are leaving, I know believed in that and planned and took care of the citizens. Again, that's all I have to say, except I'll repeat. It's been just a dear part of my life this time that I've been on council. And happy if anybody wants to talk about my experiences or why I did that decision or another and how it supported taxpayers, I'm happy to talk to you about it. Thank you.
Catherine?
Hello. First off, I want to thank each of you guys for voting me to come back. This has been a really amazing experience in a lot of ways. Obviously, I'm honored to be up here again and to serve not only with all of you, but to work with the amazing staff we do have in the city, making these things actually come to fruition. Somehow this short stint was like more enjoyable, more educational, and much more emotional than the 4 years combined that I served previously. So we really packed it in 9 months. But with all of the retirements going on, the term limits, all of that stuff, I think I've said multiple times, I've been getting senior year of high school vibes, right? And coincidentally, a few months ago, we had our 20-year high school reunion. And of course, that means you're looking at yearbooks, you're looking at pictures. Well, we all found our senior quotes. And okay, this is so cringy and I'm going to embarrass myself on public record, but my emo 17-year-old self, I think, had some lyrics for her quote that actually kind of work in this scenario. So buckle up. Um, Time is never time at all. You can never leave without leaving a piece of you. Our lives are forever changed. We will never be the same. So first off, man, I was embarrassing. But secondly, I think with this role, you truly don't have enough time, right? Things run a little slower and things take a while. You have a lot of stakeholders, a lot of people to take into consideration when you're making these decisions. And I think that's why so many of us come back after terming out, right? I think, let me see what else. Oh, yeah. So with that said, I do hope and I know that our time is up here, whether it be 4 years and 9 months or 27 years, I think has left a huge mark on this city. And with every decision that we make, we do leave a part of ourselves in the outcomes. Kirkwood has been really, really lucky with everyone that I have served alongside. Everyone is willing to do the work, whether that means reading packets that are 300 pages long, whether that means meeting neighbors where they are with their concerns, emailing via, phones, going on off-road excursions to Lee Summit, Missouri, to Jefferson City. Everyone here has put in the work, and we make these decisions because it's what we think is best for our community to build a healthy city, to what Councilmember Sears said. And I know sometimes that ends in frustration and anger from neighbors, but I do know that everyone up here that has sat with me has made decisions based on their heart for what they want best for Kirkwood. And all of our decisions and all of this time spent here, it does come with a legacy that will continue as a foundation to build on. Whether you are continuing up on this dais or if your name is on one of the many plaques across the city. But let's be honest, none of us will beat the plaque count of Timothy Griffin in this city. Tim, I wanted to thank you. You were the first elected official to reach out to me when I picked up my packet 7 years ago. And your kindness and wisdom is something I plan on carrying with me for all of my next chapters, and will continue to give you grief along the way as well. Bob, thank you for your legal advice, your wit, all of your humor and intelligence. Maggie, thank you for being the best partner to make my goals come true with this Vision Zero, and for being the best road trip buddy I could have ever expected. Mark, thank you for your work with Vision Zero and your kindness and allowing me to bounce off ideas with you whenever possible. Liz, thank you for showing what it means to go the extra mile for this city. You've done amazing work, and I can't wait to see what you do next up there as mayor. Nancy, it has been, first off, thank you for getting me Kleenex when I needed it up here. But also thank you for teaching me and being a model of getting the details right and really doing your research, because it does mean a lot. So that's all I have to say here. And I'll see you all at the recovering elected officials meeting next Thursday.
Thank you, Kara.
God, wait, I forgot. Thank you, Nate, Vivian, and Anna for letting me come up here every Thursday and sneak away. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we can continue.
See, I didn't thank my wife now, and she's here, and you're making me look really bad now, Kara. She's kind of sorry I'll be home a little more, so.
One thing to point out though is just as people were mentioning how many years they've been here. So it's been well more than 50 years among the four people that are, four of us that are leaving. And then if you add John Hessel, then it's what, 120 years.
150, I think.
Longer than Kirkwood's been around.
That's right.
Mark, anything?
Sure. For the past 8 years, we've had a lot of good councils. We've made a lot of good decisions and done a lot of good things for the city of Kirkwood. And it's because of the people that serve our city. Mayor Griffin, thank you for your service to the city. All the years and all the good things that we've done will be on that arc of history. And now you can find out what's going to be on television on Thursday night. So. Councilmember Dewey, our chair of the Vision Zero Subcommittee. You have always had such a big heart and have shown such caring for the city of Kirkwood and for the people. And your passion was displayed during that time, during that subcommittee, studying 5 years of crash data and realizing it's not just data, it's people. And you exemplified that as a servant to the city of Kirkwood. So thank you very much. Councilmember Sears, your knowledge and wisdom and experience have been invaluable. You have always presented a unique approach, which I think is very good for council to have a balance. You make good decisions when you have a balanced council and when you come from multiple perspectives. Bob's perspective was unique because of his career and because of his knowledge and his history. And he always brought that, and he always asked good questions that others might not ask. And your service is much appreciated for your 12 years on the city council. Thank you. Councilmember Wirtz, another member of our Vision Zero subcommittee. You also show your kindness of heart and your dedication to the people. You also bring a unique perspective as a young parent, as somebody that's served in different ways from your financial background and your work history. You always ask good questions from a unique perspective. And that's always been appreciated too. And I think we were all thrilled that you came back because you still had a lot to offer and you showed that. And you did pack it in 9 months. And all of you will be missed. You know, we made a difference and we did make history. So thank you all for your service. Thank you. Enjoy your Thursday evenings.
I'll tell you from the public comments.
All right. Move on for now. Chief Administrative Officer report.
I'd just like to add, working with the 4 folks who have put in their time and effort and will now be stepping off the council. It's been my honor to work with all of you, with Kara, Maggie, Bob, and the mayor, of course. Just the mayor stands out in my thoughts because he has such a depth of experience over 27 years that really is exemplified through his determined or deliberations rather than determined, really the deliberations and deliberative attitude that he takes toward ensuring that the right decision is made over and over and over again. And I think that all of the council members I mentioned always had the best at heart for the city and were willing to stick their necks out a little bit and take some grief at times because of what they believed in. And I greatly respect that. So, congratulations.
We'll come back to that other item.
Okay.
We'll do that. City Attorney report.
I won't repeat the accolades that I expressed to all of you at my last meeting.
Ditto.
Last
Ultimate.
meeting. But I do want to again express my sincere respect and admiration to each and every one of you. I will miss working with you, Maggie, Bob, Lord High Mayor, and Kara, very much so. I really thank you again for your service and for the friendship that you've extended to me. It means a lot. I also want to thank Sarah for her comments and the courage that it took to come before you and explain the difficult decision that she had to make. And I think I can speak on behalf of all of us, Sarah, in wishing you the very, very best.
Amen.
City Clerk report.
Your Honor, so I'm not an emotional person, so I'm gonna keep this short because I will be emotional, which is something rare for me. And Nancy, thanks for leading that because I expected it to come from Kara, not you. I'm disappointed. So Anyways, so I just wanted to say thank you to the four of you that are leaving the city council. It has been a pleasure working for you and with you. And I hope it's not the end as far as seeing you guys around. I know I don't live in Kirkwood, but I do hope you come in and visit from time to time. Art does. So just, you're welcome. I mean, we don't kick them out, so you're welcome. So I'm just, you're welcome to come say hi. It's okay. Just if you request records now, by the way, you're gonna have to make a sunshine law request because, just kidding. But I just want to say thank you for your service and your dedication, and I appreciate all of you. And I want to say that I do look forward to working with the three of you. I'm happy to have some familiar faces up here still, and I look forward to having some new faces come in. And, you know, we're used to ever-changing councils, and so this is just, it's bittersweet, but you guys have done a good job. So do you want me to
Yeah, why don't you
do that, and
finish
then we'll
your
go back to
report?
Russ?
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual official business. I'll report on 2 scheduled upcoming public hearings. There's no break, by the way, you guys. First public hearing, May 2nd, 2024, a request for a special use permit for an accessory dwelling unit at 740 North Taylor Avenue in a detached structure. The second public hearing we have scheduled for May 16th, 2024, a request for a zoning text amendment to add hours of operation to the use-specific standards for the personal and commercial service use in the B1 zoning district and to allow for the extension of hours of operation through approval of a special use permit in the use-specific standards for the personal and commercial service, restaurant, and retail business uses in the B1 zoning district. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Russ, back to your one item needs some
Very-
business.
Yes, very good. We do have an application for a liquor license that was received by the city from 7-Eleven store number 19507L, 639 West Woodbine Avenue, to sell intoxicating liquor in original package plus Sunday. And this requires a city council approval by voice vote.
Is there a motion to approve?
Motion.
Second.
And a second, any questions or comments? Councilmember Gibbons?
This, as I said when I was talking about how our Manchester corridor is just so good and downtown is so good, and it's time to make South Kirkwood look better. This property does not look good. I've gone by and seen it. The light poles are hanging or leaning over. It's been a problem in the past for our police. There are the little bitty liquor bottles, plastic ones strewn all over Couch, Ann Avenue. I believe they're coming from here. And I'm going to be voting no to allow them to have.
Have there been any issues with this? I assume the police have reviewed the application.
Yes, it's been reviewed. So I'm not aware of specific issues that were brought to me specifically, no.
Okay. All right. Any other questions or comments from council?
Well, regarding that, I mean, right now, it looks like the windows are boarded up and the business is, it has been suspended or either temporarily or permanently. I don't know if there's a new owner or what.
My understanding is, and then this may or may not be 100% correct, so while I'm on the record here, I'm going to state that I'm not 100% certain of this, but that the former owner was a franchisee and the new owner will be a corporate entity of 7-Eleven. That's my understanding, not a franchisee.
So, I'm not really familiar with the distinction between those two. Does being a corporate owner necessarily mean that they're going to be more well-run and,
I can't
as
answer.
far as kind of curb appeal or what?
I can offer some, I mean, a corporate owner just means that it will be 7-Eleven that owns it,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to some individual or maybe even a corporation that is operating by license by franchise agreement with 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't answer your,
So
the
not
second part of your.
necessarily more responsible one way or the other.
Well, it
It's just a change of
wouldn't
ownership.
be yeah, just a change of ownership, but taking it where it's owned by the 7-Eleven Corporation.
Mhm.
I don't want to generalize, Nancy, but again, entities issue franchises to individuals, and those franchisees can lose that privilege of having that franchise by not operating properly. I don't know that that's what's happened in this instance,
Mhm.
but that happens.
Mhm.
Typically, and again, I hate generalizing, but typically, when it's owned by the franchisor is very conscious of the image that they are projecting because that's their trademark, that's their name, that's them. So they usually take better care of it.
Mhm.
Again, I hate generalizing because my brother was a franchisee of a 7-Eleven. He
Mhm.
took great care of that 7-Eleven because
Mhm.
that's the way he was.
Mhm.
But there are other franchisees that don't treat it the same way.
Mhm.
I used to ask John because, I mean, I'm very familiar with that. And there are some questions on the ownership and things like that. I asked him if this council could continue this to the next council meeting to have time for
Mhm.
maybe some investigation on who's gonna own it, things like that. So, I think that would be something that would be wise to do if someone would like to.
I would
make that
move
motion.
to continue
Right.
this item to the May 2nd meeting of council for more information.
And we have a second,
Second.
and for the purpose of some more investigation on the
Thank you.
circumstances, so.
Totally agree.
Are there any questions or comments on that motion? All right, then all in favor of continuing till May 2nd, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, all opposed say no. Okay, so that motion passes, sounds like 6-1. All right. Yeah. All right, I don't think there is any other business, so with that, the next meeting of the city council will be 7 PM on May 2nd. This one is adjourned.